So I think most people are very, very short-sighted, and they don't necessarily sort of see where things are going. And anything that takes less than, maybe it's a decade, maybe it's 2 decades, I think that's pretty short-sighted to base your beliefs and dreams and all of that kind of stuff on that. So this whole reciprocity project that I've been doing, it is weird, and I've been doing it for 6 years. I completely understand that. But what people don't see is that this is sort of building a community. It's building something that I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I haven't got a clue. But I do know that it's working. And I think that there's people out there that sometimes bump into this and use it when they need it. And what I see and how I actually know this is not by any sort of tangible means. And I think that's the problem with what we actually teach. I'm a business school professor. That's the problem with what we actually teach and sort of focus on is this immediate returns, whatever that is, and making money and all of that kind of stuff. But what I see is the warm glow. Every once in a while, I bump into people that will give me a smile. I will bump into somebody that will say, hey, I needed that conversation at that particular moment. And I think that's ultimately what we're supposed to be doing anyways, is living a life where you are doing something that is fulfilling for other people, whatever that particular thing is. For me, I justify it in my head, the whole reciprocity project. People have fishing, they have golf, they have hobbies like that. I'm building a platform. I'm building something that doesn't exist, a software platform that nobody else has done. And it's unique, it's different. I'm helping out other people. And I think all of that is good. If there's something that we should be doing in this world, is just putting out a heck of a lot of good. And yes, I know that the returns from doing this are next to nothing in terms of tangible returns. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that warm glow. I'm looking for somebody to say, hey, I watched this years ago and that turned my life around. I saw you someplace. I resonated with what you're saying, and that mattered. And yes, the platform itself, the reciprocity platform, could be a giant flop. But I think about, wouldn't it be cool if there is the next Mark Zuckerberg or somebody, I don't know who it is, Reba Musk, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And wouldn't it be cool if I was that one person that they watched this in 10 years and got inspired and turned something into something magical, some sort of platform, some sort of thing that didn't exist before, and it turned into something. I want to say that's pretty cool to say that that actually happened. Now, I'm in this wonderful city right now. I don't know if you could see it. You could see some of the buildings around me. This is Florence, Italy. In Florence, Italy, that's the Ponte Vecchio right there. That's the Castello Vecchio. I can't remember the name of it. But if you look at these amazing, beautiful buildings, when they were being built, there was no rationality there. It was a bizarre thing. They were spending gobs and gobs of money on this place, and it was a complete waste. But I see people coming today, 500 years later. I see people coming from all around the entire world to come see this thing and get inspired to see what they were thinking at that time. And yes, those people that toiled away, the Da Vinci's, the Michelangelos, and all of the amazing women and children and all of those folks that contributed to the city way back when it wasn't even really a city, they don't get to see any of this. But what gets to happen is people get inspired. And if I can think about this, and if I imagine myself maybe being a Da Vinci or Michelangelo or whoever, it seems kind of funny. But maybe in 500 years, people will watch this and they'll say, look at this crazy kook doing this kind of stuff. And they get inspired and they do something and they change their life around. I think even if it's one video, even if it's one talk, even if it's one little message that I put out, I think that's a life worth living. If I can be the inspiration for other people sometime, 500 years, 1,000 years in the future, I think that's a life worth living. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. We got no other reason why we're here on Earth anyways. We're all gonna turn into ants. We're all gonna be little worm bait. But we gotta figure out what the hell we're doing here. And this is my purpose.